when a man rises as a hero, but rules like a tyrant. When a leader who promised justice delivers fear instead. Today, we uncover the darkest side of Jerry John Rawlings, the man who shook Ghana's foundations with both courage and cruelty. In June 1979, Rawlings stormed onto the scene as a young flight lieutenant, leading a military coup against the ruling junta. He declared war on corruption and promised a new beginning for Ghana. But his method of cleansing the system shocked the nation. Just days after seizing power, he ordered the execution of 6 top military leaders. Among them were 2 former heads of state, General Ignatius Kutu Acheampong and General Fred Akufo. Alongside them were 4 other senior officers lined up before firing squads. To their families, it was a tragedy that could never be undone. To Rawlings and his supporters, it was justice. But this act of blood set the tone. In his Ghana, power was maintained by the barrel of the gun, and that was just the beginning. 2 years later, in December 1981, Rawlings struck again, overthrowing the civilian government of Dr. Hilla Lehman. He claimed the administration had failed the people, but instead of restoring democracy, he imposed military rule under the Provisional National Defense Council, PNDC. What followed was nearly 2 decades of tight control, fear, and repression. During this time, political opponents were harassed, arrested, and in many cases detained without trial. Newspapers that dared to criticize the regime were shut down. Journalists, students, and activists who spoke out often disappeared or faced intimidation. The hope of freedom that many had at first believed in quickly turned into a reality of silence and fear. The darkest moment came in 1982 with the abduction and murder of 3 high court judges and a retired army officer. Though Rawlings denied ordering the killings, public suspicion remained. For many, it symbolized the terrifying reality of his regime. Even the most respected voices in society were not untouchable. Meanwhile, economic hardship deepened. Ordinary Ghanaians queued for essential goods, while the poor bore the brunt of painful reforms introduced under international pressure. Some credit Rawlings with later stabilizing Ghana's economy. The cost of his early years, blood, repression, and fear, could not be forgotten. Yes, Rawlings eventually reinvented himself, winning democratic elections in the 1990s and serving as a civilian president. But history will never erase those executions, the climate of fear, or the deep scars of the years when dissent was dangerous. So we ask, was Jerry John Rawlings a savior who forced Ghana onto the path of discipline? Or a dictator who left behind pain masked as justice?